Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our beautiful weather window on this Tuesday, and let's head up to beautiful Lake Wenatchee. And what a day to be up that way. You can see just a few high, thin clouds in our sky today. Kaler Glen Golf Course right there towards the bottom center of your screen. I'd love to be there this afternoon. Just all in all, a beautiful summer day, haze-free, and that's important because as we get into Wednesday, we're going to start seeing some more smoke move into the area, and our temperatures are on the way up. In fact, look at that. We have an excessive heat warning in effect that will go into effect, I should say, on Wednesday and run through Saturday with 100 to 105 degree temperatures expected. A bit cooler on Sunday and then much cooler on Monday. We'll have all those hot weather details coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 22-year-old Bridgeport man is dead after allegedly fleeing from Okanagan County Sheriff's deputies who were investigating a vehicle theft. An Okanagan woman is dead after a motorist struck her while she was sitting in the street and then left the scene of the accident. And Governor Jay Inslee said yesterday he'll require all state employees and contractors under his branch of government to be fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 pandemic by October. We'll have more on that. But first, our top story tonight. An Othello teen was killed in a one-vehicle wreck outside Moses Lake on Saturday. The Grant County Sheriff's Office said 19-year-old Deena Romero Ramos was driving a 2009 Toyota Corolla West on Road 9 Northeast when the road ended, but she continued on a private gravel driveway before losing control on a turn, causing the car to go airborne. The Sheriff's Office said the front of the car struck the ground and the vehicle came to rest on its roof. Ramos died at the scene. A 19-year-old woman passenger, also from Othello, sustained non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to the local hospital. A 22-year-old Bridgeport man is dead after allegedly fleeing from Okanagan County Sheriff's deputies who were investigating a vehicle theft. Zdeny Amato drowned Friday in the Okanagan River near Malott. Deputies say Amato abandoned a vehicle that had been reported stolen in an old orchard off Old Highway 97 after allegedly threatened the owner with a knife. Deputies tracked him with a police dog but lost sight of him. Later, nearby residents reported seeing Amato clinging to a log in the river and floating downstream. When deputies caught up to him, he allegedly refused to surrender and fled along the riverbank before again entering the water and going under. Amato's body was recovered at about 11 a.m. Saturday morning. An Okanagan woman is dead after a motorist struck her while she was sitting in the street and then left the scene of the accident. 36-year-old Charmaine Lazard was sitting in the roadway in the 2300 block of Elmway Street about 10:50 p.m. on Sunday. Security video from a nearby residence appeared to show a small white or silver passenger truck was involved. The vehicle left northbound after the incident. Anyone with information about the vehicle should contact the Okanagan County Sheriff's Office. Well, Governor Jay Inslee said yesterday he'll require all state employee and contractors under his branch of government, as well as all Washingtonians working in healthcare, to be fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 pandemic by October 18th. Seattle and King County leaders said they'll follow suit. The move could affect 500,000 people in state and medical jobs. Inslee said the requirement stems from rising COVID cases and the more infectious Delta variant of the disease.
We have essentially what is a new virus at our throats, a new virus that is twice as transmittable and is causing an explosion of this dread disease in the state of Washington. We're in the middle of an explosive threat to our freedoms because of this disease. We want the freedom of not having to shut down our economy again. We want the freedom of not having to wear masks sometime in the future. We want freedom of our children not having to worry about getting this disease. And we want freedom for everyone to live without having to think about the COVID virus. And we know that there is only one path to that freedom, and that is through more Washingtonians getting this safe, effective, successful vaccine.
Unfortunately, we still have far too many of our fellow Washingtonians who have not gotten their vaccine thus far. They are not just unvaccinated, they are unprotected. And they are a big reason why our state is once again seeing a dramatic rise in COVID-19 cases. We're not just seeing a rise in cases, but our healthcare system is under immense strain as the Delta variant is now at least 85% of our cases, and our modeling shows that to be over 95%. What the governor has announced today shows that we at the state support vaccines and that we must protect ourselves and those around us, those we serve. Additionally, we know vaccines are key to prevent healthcare workers from being the very source of COVID-19 transmission in the patients and clients they serve.
Coming up next, home prices in the Wenatchee real estate market continue to skyrocket as active listings and total sales plummet. Washington State apple harvest is expected to be bigger than last year, but still far below 2019's production. Senator Maria Cantwell talks on the benefits of the federal infrastructure bill to Washington State. And a 10-year member of the Grant County PUD Board of Commissioners has died from cancer. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Welcome back. In another news, home prices in the Wenatchee real estate market continue to skyrocket as active listings and total sales plummet. The latest report from Pacific Appraisal Associates shows the median sales price in July at $430,000. That's up 21% compared to last year when the price for a home was $355,000. Total sales compared to last year was down 14%, with 103 homes sold last month, while 120 were sold in July of 2020. There are also 140 pending sales. Active home listings took a big 44% drop, with 50 listings last month compared to 89 in July of 2020. The good news is active listings were up 67% in July of this year compared to June. The Wenatchee market consists of Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Orondo, and Rock Island. Washington State's apple harvest is expected to be bigger than last year, but still far below 2019's production. The Washington State Tree Fruit Association is forecasting that there will be just under 125 million 40-pound boxes of apples harvested in the state this year. That's up from 122 million boxes in 2020. In 2019, apple growers produced more than 134 million boxes. For the third straight year, Gala will be the state's top apple, followed by Red Delicious, Honeycrisp, and Granny Smith. Cosmic Crisp continues to grow in popularity, accounting for 3% of the state's harvest, a 114% increase over 2020. The Tree Fruit Association says weather and other factors could change its projections for this year. In other news, the $1 trillion infrastructure bill just passed by Congress this morning includes about $5.2 million in grants for Pangbourne Memorial Airport, plus another $4.5 million for other airports in north central Washington. Also in the bill, more than $18 billion for road and bridge repair in the state, and $4.5 billion to remove hazardous fuels and reduce the risk of wildfires. Senator Maria Cantwell says those figures are among a wealth of funding designations that will benefit Washington's economy and environment.
Many states in the United States need infrastructure investment, but I would put the state of Washington high on a list of states that desperately need infrastructure investment. We've been blessed with a growing economy and a big trade economy based on the Pacific Rim and the actions of the Pacific Rim. So we need to keep moving product, we need to keep moving services, and we need infrastructure investment to do so. Our legislation, I think, is a historic investment to rebuild our transportation infrastructure, including investments in things like mega projects, basically helping to eliminate our problems at grade crossings, improve our freight network, improve our environment by removing culverts, and helping Amtrak better serve the United States of America. This floor bill also makes other investments for bridge repair, for transit systems, for climate resiliency, and specifically for our airports.
Some sad news to report as we take you to break. A 10-year member of the Grant County PUD Board of Commissioners has died from cancer. Dale Walker was 75. Walker died Sunday after a battle with lung cancer. He was first elected to the PUD's governing board in 2010. The agency praised Walker as a leader in its drive to extend fiber optic service throughout the county and in developing financial policy to pay down debt while keeping power rates low. Fellow commissioners must now appoint a new applicant to fill Walker's seat until his term expires next year. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Hi, Stephen DeVilbus here, Branch Manager of Beneficial and Home Care. We are an equal opportunity employer and we do not discriminate in employment or services. It is our mission to maximize our clients' physical health and sense of mental well-being while remaining in the comfort of their home. We are currently seeking professional caregivers who share our mission to help our clients live safely and comfortably at home. Call Beneficial and Home Care. Schedule your interview today, 509-663-7900.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. After being derailed by COVID-19, live theater has returned to Leavenworth with the ongoing production of The Sound of Music. Leavenworth Summer Theater's presentation of the classical music continues each weekend through August 21st. In tonight's feature story, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz visited the Ski Hill Amphitheater this week to talk with two of the stars of the show about their opportunity to get back on the stage.
Well, I auditioned for LST because it was one of the few places that was hiring post-COVID, and, you know, I grew up on The Sound of Music. Like, The Sound of Music was the first musical I ever saw. So Maria's kind of always been a dream role. So as soon as I heard about it, I was all, gotta jump on that. Gotta get it.
Gotta jump
right on it.
And I originally auditioned for LST in 2018 and have been doing it since, obviously not in 2020 when nobody did anything. And so I've been playing Captain Von Trapp since then, actually. This is my third time.
Yeah.
So Maria, for those of you who are familiar with the musical, and you all should be, you kind of carry the brunt of the singing. Captain Von Trapp does some singing, but not nearly as much as you do.
No, not nearly as much. I have quite a few songs, yes.
So is there an on-screen, on-stage chemistry between you two?
Oh,
or?
yeah.
Yeah?
I think
One hopes.
Yeah, I would hope so. I would hope we're making people believe it. Yeah, whenever, like, you really got to work on the chemistry when it comes to on-stage love kind of stuff, and I think that we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, especially I think with Maria and Captain Von Trapp, in many ways, them coming together is sort of the emotional core. I mean, everyone loves the kids are cute.
So cute.
But I think their connection is really what drives them. At least the emotional side of the show.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
And of course, you mentioned you're dealing with kids.
Yes.
How's that working out so far?
So far, so good. We have 2 different kids casts, so we really have to deal with 14 kids as opposed to just the one group of 7.
But only 7 at a time.
Only 7 at a time. That is true. That is true. But we haven't lost any kids so far. We've kept all 7 of them.
They're all still
there.
They're all
still there.
What were your impressions the first time you ever drove up Ski Hill Drive Park and walked up to this gorgeous amphitheater? You must have did what I did, which is
Yeah. I actually drove up here the first night that I was here because we had a costume fitting the day after we got here. So me and one of my roommates drove up here and just kind of walked around and looked at the scenery, and the mountains behind are just gorgeous. It's a great place to do a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically exactly the same. I was absolutely thrilled.
Yeah.
Especially
it's
for Sound of Music, it can't be beat.
No.
Let's take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast now, and it was definitely warmer out there than yesterday. 83 our high yesterday, 92 unofficially our high temperature today, 88 is normal, 68 is where we started our day, and 63 is where we should be. 104 our record once again in 1971. It was a hot one back then. Record low 53 degrees in 1964. Sunrise now is at 5:51, and the sun sets tonight for us at 8:20. Let's get right to that surface loop. There's not a whole lot to talk about other than hot temperatures. We've got our mothership high pressure system off the Pacific coast, a couple of smaller areas of high pressure underneath that ridge, and that's bringing up all that desert air, and that's what's causing our warm up. And we will see that as we get into Wednesday with hazy sunshine and hot. It'll be hotter than today with temperatures in the low 100s for most of north central and eastern Washington on Wednesday. And I'll tell you what, not much change on Thursday right through Saturday. Excessive heat warning will be in place. Also looking at temperatures on Thursday in the lower 100s. And we're warming up from there on Friday. Still hazy. We're going to see that the rest of the week. Even hotter with temperatures approaching 105 degrees by Friday afternoon. Not much relief at night too, upper 70s. And look at that on Saturday, 102 to 107 degrees around north central Washington. We will be just as hot as the areas around Phoenix and also Southern California and the deserts of Nevada. By Sunday, slightly cooler. Less haze too on Sunday with highs then in the mid to upper 90s as our ridge of high pressure begins to break down a little bit. And that'll allow this cold front and an area of clouds to move in. And by Monday, we are talking temperatures with much cooler highs in the mid to upper 80s and some of this rain by next week. Yeah, it's moving our way. We'll talk more about that as the week progresses. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast now. 101 the high tomorrow, 100 Thursday, and 103 on both Friday and Saturday, 97 Sunday, and then those cooler temperatures Monday with a high then of 87. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. The Mariners are back at home to host the Rangers tonight at T-Mobile Park. Seattle finished a 4-6 road trip at Texas, Tampa Bay, and New York. They're hoping the friendly combines at T-Mobile will help change directions in the wild card race. Rangers come in with a 39-7-3 record and will start Kobe Allard. He is 2-10 with a 5.07 ERA. He'll go up against the Mariners rookie Logan Gilbert. The right-hander's 5-3 with a 4.14 ERA. First pitch tonight at 7:10. That's available on Root Sports. There were no other games in the American League West last night. Today, the Angels play a makeup doubleheader in Toronto. Oakland begins a series in Cleveland, while the Astros are home against the Rockies. Right now, Oakland and Boston are in position for the 2 wild card playoff spots in the American League. Yankees are 2 games back. Toronto 3 games out, while the Mariners head into tonight 5.5 games back. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox begin their final series of the season tonight in Yakima. Even though Wenatchee was eliminated from the playoffs over the weekend, they're coming off a 6-2 homestand, and with Yakima Valley already in the postseason, radio voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, says the series could be a chance for Wenatchee to finish strong.
In a lot of ways, you can look at it from the selfish perspective, and no one's going to say that's wrong. It's a chance to add to your stats. You know, Yakima has said, and as we remember from what he did with the Apple Sox, when the Apple Sox clinched in 2019, he didn't throw a lot of, star pitchers that last series against Corvallis. We had position players pitching. We had guys we picked up on the road pitching. I imagine it's going to be something similar this time. It depends on the ability of those guys, but I think the guys are going to get some chances for the Apple Sox to swing the bat and do some damage. And, Coach Crust Angel doesn't care about those games because it's over for them until Saturday when they host Bellingham. So for the Apple Sox, why not add a few more wins? It's a lot more fun getting back onto the bus after a win than it is a loss. So, why not do it that way? It's, I think there's that perception that there's nothing to play for once you're knocked out of the playoffs. But if that was the case, the guys wouldn't still be here. They'd go home.
Apple Sox first baseman Tino Bethencourt says this final series, as it's been all summer, is a chance to get better.
It's not really about the stats for me. I kind of thinking about it right now. It's just how can I get myself better before I start this fall season. And it's just one last series with the boys and kind of just have a good experience and try to have as much fun as possible going into it.
Bethencourt came to Wenatchee this summer out of San Diego State University. He's originally from El Dorado Hills, California, a suburb of Sacramento. He says being in a small town for the last few months has been refreshing.
It's been totally different. Coming from a really suburban area, coming out here, it's amazing. You see all the mountains, and even in right field here, you got a nice valley view. And we go down to Leavenworth, floating down the river. It's just beautiful everywhere here, The weather is super different too. It's hot, it's windy, it's cold, it's everything,
And a little smoky at times, too.
We might add last week.
Apple Sox and Pippins get underway at Yakima County Stadium tonight at 6:35. You can hear all the action with Joel Norman on Sunny FM. Here's the rest of the schedule for the final week of the West Coast League's regular season. Bend plays at Corvallis. Port Angeles hosts Portland. Bellingham travels to Cowlitz, and Walla Walla takes on Ridgefield. Now, again, here's the latest standings in the West Coast League. Yakima and Bellingham are set for the North. Corvallis is in the playoffs in the South. What we're looking at for the second playoff spot in the South, since the Knights both won the first and second half titles, the team that finishes with the second best overall record will win that playoff spot. Today, the rest of that division has a shot. Well, the Seahawks are back at practice today at the VMAC as training camp continues. Seattle's new offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, says his new scheme is all about tempo. He says getting a chance to play against the Seahawks defense at practice every day provides a challenge to constantly evolve.
Defenses are unbelievable. Even that, Ken Norton does such an unbelievable job. You see it out here at practice. There's not too many times you can really get away with the same thing twice out of practice without them. DB's doing an unbelievable job of whether it's pattern matching it. Bobby Wagner's out here recognizing runs, at snap, at the drop of a hat. So it keeps me on my toes in practice. It's some great learning opportunities already with how hard they play and how quickly they pick up on things. So to me, that's a great transition to, as the season goes on, what do we have next? What's ready for the next week? How do we keep it fresh? How do we keep it moving forward?
Wide receiver Tyler Lockett says the up-tempo style is like a hurry-up offense, but includes the whole playbook.
It looks a lot like what we do in 2 minute from the past 6 years that I've been here, but now it's more efficient, in which there's a whole bunch of plays that Russ can choose from, to where it's not just 15 plays like we used to have or whatever. Now you might have 40, 50 plays that he could choose from. So you really have to be able to understand the offense and know every single play and understand signals and understand like the terminology and all that type of stuff, because it just goes beyond, hey, I just need to know 2 minute offense and that's it. You got to know the whole entire offense, because he can call whatever play that he wants to call from the line of scrimmage, because we got the words and all that type of stuff that goes within it. So that's why I said, yeah, it's very fast, but it's only going to be as fast as we are able to really pick up on it.
Lockett says the more they learn about why plays are called in Waldron's offense, the more it will help them dictate those plays.
We're all pros, so the biggest thing is, just because we graduated college, a lot of us doesn't mean that we still not at school. We sit here in meetings all the time and we got to learn 75, 80 plays going into games. But now for us, it's more so being able to learn the concepts, being able to really understand why we're running a lot of these plays, because once you're able to understand why, you're able to dictate what the defense is doing. You're able to understand why a lot of this has to do with communication, who has what, why do they have that, when are we going to do that, when are we going to call these type of plays. So the more and more that you're able to understand a defense, it really helps you out in being able to understand what we're actually doing on offense and the reason behind it.
Seattle travels to Las Vegas to face the Raiders Saturday at 6 o'clock in their first preseason game. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you so much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Leavenworth Summer Theater's annual production of The Sound of Music, their 25th anniversary, is going on this summer, and into the next couple of weekends. We had a chance to talk to the 2 lead actors for The Sound of Music. We did that up at the Ski Hill, and we'll have that for you tomorrow. And tomorrow's Wednesday, Winning Wednesday, your chance to win tickets to the Grant County Fair in Moses Lake. And remember, if you don't enter, you can't win. Your chance to win tomorrow for Winning Wednesday. I'll see you then. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Face it, selling your good used vehicle can be a hassle, if nothing else. Consign your vehicle here at Global Elite Motors. When you do, you'll get the best possible price because of our proprietary selling system. We offer the ability to finance, add warranties, take trade-ins, and much, much more. Each consignment vehicle we represent is thoroughly inspected and marketed to attract qualified buyers. Let us help sell your quality vehicle. Buying a vehicle? Consigning a vehicle? Stop by Global Elite Motors on Wenatchee Avenue at Global Car Care.
Do you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.